Hello everyone, I'm Krooked and I do stuff, and this is Unscripted, the series where I take a completely unscripted look at games and give it a 1 through 10 rating. Today, it's Killer Instinct Gold. This came out on the Nintendo 64. It's the sequel, it's technically the second sequel to Killer Instinct. And, yeah, it's a fighting game, and, this is before the reboot. Man. This game, all the Killer Instinct games are pretty dope, but the graphics of this, I remember being amazed back in the day, just overwhelmed by how good everything looked. And it felt weird playing a fighting game in general on the Nintendo 64 because, well, if you played the 64, you know the controller's kind of wonky. Everyone holds it wrong, and that's that. So, Killer Instinct. This was, you know, another fighting game. It premiered on the Super Nintendo and in arcades, and it was a bit more extreme than most fighting games at the time. I think so, anyway. It had what looked like blood. You could knock people off of buildings. It was pretty intense. It was a bit more of a struggle bus than, say, Street Fighter. But it was a pretty cool game. If you're wondering why I picked Tusk, by the way, just so I can explain that a little bit, he was the only one that I could, like, do all the special moves with back in the day. Of course, I don't remember anything about this game now. So, yeah. So, as you can tell, it's 2 matches. It's done by 2 different health bars, and those health bars allow you to survive. You block by holding back, and it's just a really simple controlled game. You can attack with the C stick or with A and B. Z, if I remember right, allows you to do special moves. You would hold down Z and then, like, just push a bunch of buttons, basically, and that's what allowed you to do all the special attacks. I don't remember exactly how to do Tusks, so that's going to be, well, I just got beat, obviously. This has a bunch of the characters from the original, very much like the original Killer Instinct. Pushing up and down lets you change the colors of everyone. There's a lot of returning characters, like Django and the skeleton guy. I don't remember his name. Oh, Jago, not Django. I apologize. And yeah, you know, it actually doesn't look too bad considering its age. Killer Instinct was just, you know, cool game. The sound here is really, really good too. It has pretty solid controls, it has pretty solid sound, and it looks good. It's kind of nice. There is, I think, some little bit of story, but it doesn't really tell you much. I think if you beat the game, it actually gives you the rest of the story, which is nice. Oh, hey, look, I did something special. That was fancy. Each character, of course, plays differently. They all have different powers. Saberwolf is quite clearly a werewolf. It has the skeleton. It has Glacier, who's like this giant ice creature. This doesn't have my favorite character from the original. I believe his name was Cinder, and he was like this giant flame guy, but he was pretty cheap, so it makes sense why they didn't include him. And yeah, this is one of those games where it's a sequel, and they do the sequel well in every way. It took some of the most popular characters from the original game, didn't bring the more broken ones, added some new characters, kept the overall feel the same. I mean, the game looks really good, even today. The overall play style of the game, it's fluid and it moves really, really well, which for a Nintendo 64 game is saying a lot. Especially an early Nintendo 64 game, because normally they didn't look or play well. And yeah, overall, it's just a pretty solid game. In terms of a score, I would give Killer Instinct Gold a 7.5 out of 10 without a problem because it's good. It does have pretty limited character selection, and it's really difficult to pull off a lot of the moves. It's like Mortal Kombat levels of difficult for some of the specials that you have to pull off. That was also fake Shoryuken. The other problem it has is, well, it's on the Nintendo 64, so good luck finding a copy and having everything to play it. But overall, I think it's a pretty good game because not only does it have, the arcade mode, which I just went right back into, but it also has, like tournament mode and stuff, so you and your friends can have a lot of fun switching through different characters and trying everything out. Again, I recommend you should check it out because it is a pretty cool game. And look at the characters! Like, Glacius is cool. You can also break through environments and stuff. The game has some awesome, awesome stuff in it. And if you liked this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that way you never miss out on an episode of Unscripted. And hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever a new episode does come out. Other than that, I do want to thank you for watching Unscripted, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye!